And hello. All right, let's see. Are we live? Okay. So far, so good. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Okay. All right, cool. Which one is it on? All right. I think we're live. We'll see here in just a second. Just bear with me, okay? Just bear with me because I have to do this a different way. So just want to make sure. Okay. It looks like we are good. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Will Johnson, and my website, my website is uniteamericafirst.com. All right, so is this correct? Yep, that is correct. That's it right there. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so I really, really, really do want to get into this whole thing about how now they're changing the narrative about this lady, female girl went into this school. And, I can't get into complete details like I would want to here on YouTube and on Facebook because, believe it or not, which it's not even that, a believe it or not, it's just a lot of people, that there's a lot of people that work at these companies that live this alternate lifestyle. And I remember when I was living in California, there were people that were at my job that were pretending to be something else even. And that was actually happening. But you know what? Not a single time did I ever go up to him and say, blah 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 blah. So I never did that. I never, went up to someone and told them that, hey, you're gonna burn if you don't change, because that doesn't reach people. Doing that, you can't get across to people because people don't want to hear that. People don't care. People will want to all right, excuse me. I'm still getting over my cold. I'm man, compared to last night, I'm it's almost a 180 now. It's almost a one completely opposite now. It's just a little lingering there. And I have a little slight cough from it but anyways, I'll try not to I'll try not to cough along as we go here, okay? I'm trying not to, but I please forgive me. Please forgive me if I do. Okay. So like I said, when I was living in California, there was people that were actually living that lifestyle like that, and there's still people that are, and they were all in IT, and they actually put special things out for people that were living this way. The most interesting thing is that years ago, when someone would have this type of behavior, they would say that we need to seek help for them, but not anymore. It's completely reversed. It's like they're telling everyone now this type of behavior is normal. And anyone who doesn't agree with this type of behavior, you're abnormal. Something's not right with you. So now you have the media coming out making this person that went into the school, they're making her out to be the victim. And they're saying that she's the victim because of the lawmakers in the different states. And I'm guessing, I didn't actually see it, but I know there are certain states that are making it against the law for you to butcher children. They're making it against the law to butcher children. So because they're making a law to protect children, you have a group of people that are taking it as a direct attack on them because you have people that's trying to protect children. Does that make sense to you? I know it sounds really bizarre, right? For me to announce it like that, to say it like that, because that's exactly what it is. I'm gonna say it one more time. You have a group of people that's wanting to protect children, and these you have another group of people that's upset with the group that's protecting children, and the group that is upset with the other group is saying that they're actually not protecting children by not allowing them to show their private stuff to the children. Does it make sense? And then you understand where I'm coming from here, right? You understand where I'm trying to be a little um mince with my words, protective with my words. And I get to do it this way because all of you get it. All of you understand what I'm talking about. You all been seeing the news, you've been seeing what's happening. But the biggest thing to me is, how in the world do they make it to where this female becomes the victim? How is that even possible? This person, she committed this horrendous crime, 3 babies and 3 adults, senseless, pointless. And you know what's really amazing is that the liberal media, they're all out here talking about it. But you know what? They forget to mention that she actually, it's been reported. It's been reported allegedly, right? We have to say allegedly. It's been reported allegedly that she actually went to a different school before she went to that one. Have y'all heard about that? And the report is, the first school that she went to, the reason why she didn't stop at that school is because she saw they had security. She could see the security at the school. She could probably see armed guards at the school. So the monster that she was and that she is, the monster didn't stop at that school because that school had protection. So she went to the next school that didn't have any physical protection out where she could see it. And then you have some people, I'm willing to bet, you have some people come out and say, well, Will, you're saying that they didn't have any physical protection, but didn't they have God to protect them? How many of y'all, I'm telling y'all, the liberals, this is the way they think. This is how they think, because they hate God, they reject God. And say, well, don't you have God to protect you? Why would you need anything else then? Right? Won't you give up your protection because you believe that God will protect you? Well, let me put it this way. God will protect those who protect themselves. See, I can pray for something. I can sit right here in this chair all day long, and I can pray that I get a new vehicle so I can travel from one place to another. I can sit right in this chair and pray for it. But if I don't, and I'm not talking about turning on the camera. I'm not talking about working or anything. I'm just saying I could just sit, or let me just put it this way. I can sit on a couch. I'm not on the couch. I'm in a chair. I can sit on the couch every day, not get off the couch, and just pray and say, God, Lord, please bless me with a car. God, Lord, please bless me with a new computer. God, Lord, please bless me so I can pay my light bill. So I have to sit in the dark. I could sit on the couch and do that all day, but it doesn't work that way. You have to get off the couch. And see, the left, they don't understand it. It doesn't register with them. See, for them, it's like socialism. They want people to be dependent on the government, and then the government can say what you can have and how long you can have it and how much of it you can't have. Excuse me. For those of you who just joined in, I do have a slight cough because I'm just kind of getting over. I think it's just sinuses, really, to be honest with you. It's like 48-hour thing, but this happens to me like once, twice a year. It's just sinuses, okay? And it gets to me. Okay, so, but like I was saying, there's some leftists out there that would say, well, God, how come God didn't protect them? How come God didn't protect them? My question is how come they didn't have the stronger security at the school? But of course, the left, the Democrats, they don't want you to have more security at the school. But isn't it really interesting how they're perfectly fine with you sending more security, more arms to Ukraine, but they don't want to have any security and more arms to the schools to protect children? And there's this whole thing that I do have a video of where they're actually talking about that this whole dragon queen thing. They're saying that Republicans, right wingers, want to protect children from dragon queens, but they don't want to protect children from guns because they want guns to be closer, but they have a problem with dragon queens being closer. They're actually saying this like the two are related some kind of way, right? Like, for example, dragon queens, they prey on little children. A gun doesn't do that. I could have a gun right here on the table that you can't see. I mean, I don't have one, but I could, right? Like, for example, I could have some tape right here, but the tape won't do anything until I pick it up and do something. See, I have some tape right here. This tape. Yep, I have some tape. The tape, right? It doesn't do anything until I peel it and stick it. But other than that, just like a gun, it just sits there. It doesn't do anything. Dragon queens, they're constantly doing something. Dragon queens are constantly targeting children. That's their MO. That's what they do. There's nothing family friendly about it. But again, like I said, there's a lot of people in the tech companies that advocate for that lifestyle and they push for that lifestyle. And then you say anything bad about that lifestyle, they, oh my goodness, you're being hateful. Oh, you're being violent. You're not being violent because you don't agree with them having, certain tendencies for children. You're against it. That's not violence. That's you wanting to protect children. And then you can't even discuss it unless you have the same mindset as they do. You can't even discuss it. Let me play something for you. Can I play something for you? Let me play something for you if I can. Because I think it's really important that we understand. I think it's really important that we understand exactly what happened here. And a lot of people already know. A lot of people already know what took place with all of this, right? So let me just play this one real quick, kind of like a recap for those of you that have already seen this. It's kind of like a recap. But for anyone who hasn't seen this, and there are people that have not seen this as of yet, this is the police officer doing a press conference after the whole instance went down in Nashville. And it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad because the reporter's asking, did her lifestyle have anything to do with it? He doesn't deny it and says, no, it doesn't. So you're kind of like looking at it that, yes, it did.
So I didn't hear you say that again, sir.
Is there any reason to believe that how she identifies has any motive for targeting the school?
See, that's the part right there. How she identified it, the way she identified it have anything to do with the reason why she targeted the school. The simple answer is yes, but he doesn't deny. He doesn't say no.
We can give you that at a later time. There is some theory to that. We're investigating all the leads, and once we know exactly, we'll let you know.
Now, listen to this part here. He's just straightforward with the answer.
Was this a targeted attack?
It was.
Was it a targeted attack? Yes, it was. So she purposely targeted a Christian school. She purposely targeted a Christian school. Purposely. On purpose. On purpose. Let me show you another example of how, and I've talked about this on my broadcast on LFA, Live from America. I talked about this briefly as well. But I want to play this again. This is an old video from Senator Howie, where he's actually talking to this lady that gets upset with him because he won't say a man can't get pregnant. She gets upset with him. She says that he's homophobic and he's not looking. I mean, it's just the interaction is just really bizarre. But there's a lot of people that think this way now. Listen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of the witnesses for being here. Before I want to visit with you, Ms. Minsky, but before I do, I just want to clear one thing up. Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing that.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning? So we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies?
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get
So
pregnant.
you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence? Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you?
Absolutely.
Or are they also treated like this, where
No,
they're told that they're opening up people to violence?
We have a good time in my class. You should join.
Oh, I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot just in this exchange.
Absolutely.
Extraordinary.
Wow. That's crazy. Is it not? That's crazy. Is it not? Okay. All right. You see here, I think I may have figured it out about how to get my to get some of these on the screen here. So hopefully this will work here. But y'all see that? Do y'all remember that? I don't know how many of y'all saw that before. Because when I first saw that, I'm like, this is insane. This female is off her rockers. She's like a complete loony bin. Something is wrong with her. And she's sitting there arguing with him she's literally arguing with him about the whole thing about if a man can get pregnant. She was calling him hateful. And basically the whole idea, they're trying to make people look like they're violent because they don't want to go along with their insanity. This is so biblical to me. This is so biblical to me. And it's like I can't understand why these people are this way. All right, let me see. I thought I had that one working. Okay, it's starting to show up now, I think. Maybe. So I have the Rumble ones in there. Okay, yep, here they come. So yeah, now I got everyone's chat, right? So the Rumble ones here. Yep, they're there. Let me see. Not too many people really chat that much on Rumble. I'm not sure why, but there's a few people that, come in and they start chatting. So I'm not sure why it's kind of slow on Rumble, because I do look at the Rumble chats. Sometimes I do look at the Facebook chats. I do. It's kind of weird to have it shown up like that in it. I do look at the chats, but people don't engage that much on the Rumble. I'm not sure why that is, but it is what it is. So you can see right now this is Facebook, this is YouTube, and this is Rumble. Okay. So now I have them all on the screen. Pretty cool. I'm trying. Now I just need for you to share. Okay, I didn't get a Rumble. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. Now let me get to another another story that I want to talk about before I get back to that story, because I do have some stuff that I want to share with you that is really, really, really disturbing. But before I get to that, is that, you know how I've always been talking about, and it's not just me, there's been other people constantly talking about how the federal government has been weaponized against the American people, right? We all see it. We all see how the federal government has now been weaponized against the American people. The DOJ, the FBI, the CIA, the FTC, the FCC, the ABC, NBC, the LMNOP, everything that you can think of, it has been weaponized against the American people. Everything has been weaponized. You know who Talib is? Talib, right? I think I'm saying his name right. Talib. He's the guy that was releasing the information on Twitter from the communications between the FBI and Twitter. All he was doing is releasing the information. He wasn't like, per se, cherry picking, or maybe he was cherry picking, but he was finding the stuff that was kind of like really out there, and he was sharing that information with the world. Well, apparently, the FBI, they didn't like it. The liberal left, they most definitely don't like it. And what I don't understand, okay, excuse me, I'm trying not to cough. What I don't understand is how come the FBI did not say that they're doing an internal investigation about this whole about the whole Twitter scandal, per se, about Twitter releasing all this information of communications between the FBI and big tech. Is anybody else questioning why the FBI didn't say, we're doing an internal investigation, we go to Twitter, confiscate all of their data, whichever part of the country you're in, however you say it, and then just make the information go away? Why didn't they do that? Now, Elon Musk, and I mentioned this before, that he should probably have backups of it, put some not only just in the cloud, but put some in space on a satellite somewhere where they can't touch it. But it's really odd to me that they didn't even do that. Right? Because you're talking about communications that the FBI had. And if they said some of these communications are sensitive, then why didn't they hide it? It's really a valid question, right? Think about it. I'm wondering it. I know everybody else got to be wondering. I can't be the only one. So while Taib, while he was talking to Congress, they raided his home. Look at this. They raided his home. The IRS showed up not raided his home. I'll retract that. The IRS showed up at his home while he was on Capitol Hill. This was a targeted attack because the IRS has been weaponized against the American people.
A journalist behind the Twitter files says the IRS paid an unannounced visit to his home. Listen to this. Matt Taibbi claims he was testifying in front of the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government when the IRS made an unexpected visit. So, was he targeted? Kelly O'Grady is live in our West Coast Bureau with the details.
Yeah, he was targeted. Yeah, he was. I mean, come on. How many do they think we're that stupid? I mean, actually they do. Actually, they really do. They really do think we're that stupid. They really do.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Aisha. Well, that's the question, right? An unannounced house call already raises eyebrows. The IRS's own website shares most contact is initiated through the mail, but on top of that, the timing has many questioning the real motive. So the visit would have taken place on March 9th, strangely right in the middle of Taibbi's testimony on alleged government censorship. In a letter to House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan, the journalist claims an IRS agent left a note requesting he call 4 days later. He was later informed his 2018 and 2021 tax returns had been rejected over identity theft concerns. So regarding that 2018 return, Taibbi asserts the filing was in fact accepted over 4 years ago. As for 2021, Taibbi says it was rejected twice despite his account accountant using an IRS-provided PIN number. What's more, he claims the agency has admitted the inquiry is not monetary related. So with these issues surfacing the day Taibbi testified, critics are demanding answers. Chairman Jim Jordan sending a letter last night to IRS Commissioner Werfel and Treasury Secretary Yellen calling the circumstances incredible. Quote, in light of the hostile reaction to Mr. Taibbi's reporting among left-wing activists and the IRS's history as a tool of government abuse, the IRS's action could be interpreted as an attempt to intimidate a witness before Congress. Taibbi tweeting this, I don't want to comment on the IRS issue pending an answer to Chairman Jim Jordan's letter. I'm not worried for myself, but I did feel the committee should be aware of the situation. Now, the Select Subcommittee now demanding the IRS hand over all communication regarding that House visit. The deadline to do so is April 10th. No comment yet from either agency, but Aisha, some are saying this is another example of free speech being targeted.
100%. 100%. What are the odds? I mean, really, I really want to know. For everyone that's watching right now, what are the odds of the IRS just out the blue gonna pick him, right, and show up at his home? Who? And one of the questions that I have is, who gave the authorization for the FBI? The IRS. Who gave the authorization to say, okay, go now? Right? Who gave that authorization? Right? Someone had to give it. Someone had to give the order. Okay, yep, here's the address. Someone had to work it up. Someone had to print it up. Right? Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to. They just didn't randomly go pick a home and it happened to be his. Somebody had to make a phone call. Someone had to send an email. Someone had to do something. I want to know who that person was. Who was that? Who gave the order to do that? Because if you can get to that person to find out why they did this, you can find out the answers to a lot more. I mean, a lot more. But see, of course, they don't want us to see that. They don't want us to see that. They wouldn't want us to know about that information. They really wouldn't. They really would. Okay. I'm getting ready. Let me look here real quick. Let me see. Can I do this? Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. Every time I click on that, the Facebook one goes away. Let me look at it this way here. Because I like leaving those up there. I'm going to look at it this way here. If I can. Or you know what? I'll just do this. Just for the time being. Because I want to say a couple of things real quick. I don't know why every time I click away, just the Facebook one does that. It's just really weird. Really weird to me. Okay. Okay. Let me say thank you to Ann. Wow. Just Ann. Thank you so much, Ann, for the stars. At least that's what it's showing me here. I can't tell if anyone else has done it, but thank you so much for the stars, Ann. And thank you everybody else for sharing this video. I'm not sure how much longer, if Facebook is going to allow me to remain on the platform, because they've been really doing some terrible things to my account. And I've actually communicated with them about it, and they've actually told me that there's nothing wrong with my account. There's nothing wrong with it. For example, there's actually an option on my Facebook page to where if someone wanted to become a subscriber, for me to do like exclusive content for my subscribers, and sometimes I do it on YouTube, and the Facebook has it, but it's called supporters, right? And Facebook has it where I can do the same thing, and it's set up but Facebook will not allow anyone to see it. Donna, thank you so much for the stars. Let's see, I'll put it back up on the screen. See, this way I can show the Facebook stars. You see it, Donna, thank you so much. But there's on my Facebook page, not that anybody would, but somebody would willing to support me, via that subscription on Facebook. But Facebook won't allow anyone to see it. And I've sent them screenshots with people getting. It says page cannot be found, or just a given error. I sent them the page, but internally, everybody on the inside of Facebook, they can get to the page. Like I can get to the page because it's on my page, right? It's my supporter page. I can get to it. People inside of Facebook can get to it, but everybody outside of Facebook, what I mean working outside of Facebook, if you just get on Facebook and you try to go to it, you can't get to it. You can't. Wow, Tracy, thank you so much for the Venmo. Thank you so much for the Venmo, Tracy. Thank you so much for that blessing. Thank you so much. I haven't received a Venmo, and man, I haven't seen one. To be honest with you, I haven't seen a Venmo in a while. Not while I was live. So thank you so much for that blessing. Thank you so much. Okay. If you're on Facebook and you're on YouTube right now, I'm going to ask you right now to flip over to Rumble. Okay. I'm going to ask you right now, if you would flip over to Rumble and look at what I have to share with you. You can go to Rumble, you can type in Will Johnson, and you'll see my live there right now. Or you can go, some other people have been creating Rumble accounts with my name. So the quickest and the easiest way would, be honest with you, would be to go to uaf.media, just like you see it there at the bottom, right there across the screen. If you go there, then just scroll down a little bit and click on Rumble. You can touch it with your mobile device, however you're doing it. Go to uaf.media, just like you see it there, and then click on Rumble. You're going to see some information that I cannot share here. I probably could, but they'll penalize me. But I know that they would. They're probably going to do this video because they've been penalizing just about every single video that I've done. And they do it because they know how to hurt people. They really do. Okay, so for those of you that want to come join me, come on over to Rumble. I'm gonna give you something really, really to look at here. Okay. But for everybody else that wants to stay on Facebook and don't want to come over, or same thing on YouTube, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Kevin Kevin, thank you so much for being a supporter on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. It says for 10 months. Wow. And thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. And if you're there, please hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Please hit the thumbs up. All right. I'm going to end it on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm going to go over to Rumble now.